Elon Musk drops a bombshell about Social Security, and he's saying that the magnitude of fraud that he's detected is staggering. That is his own word. So I'm going to bring you all the details of what DOGE is doing with Social Security payments and what they've uncovered when they dug into the Social Security system. And then I'm going to talk about 7 food stamp changes that is going to affect everybody in 2025, including some cuts that are on the way. So if you're on food stamps, if you're on Social Security, this is something you have to pay attention to. And finally, stay till the end of this video because there's been a lot of talk about Congress stealing from the Social Security Trust Fund. Is this true? Has Congress stolen trillions of dollars from the Social Security Trust Fund? I'm going to bring you all the details. So if you're new here, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because all we do here is bring you the latest news and update, anything in and out of Congress that is going to affect your Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, food stamps, and any personal finance issues that affect seniors. But before we get started, I want to know where you are watching this video from. So I want you to tell me your city and states in the comment section right now, because I like to know where our viewers from all over the country are watching this live video from. Now, let's get to the big news. So Elon Musk is saying that he's found a staggering amount of fraud in the Social Security payment system. He's claiming that DOGE has discovered massive fraud where 150-year-olds are getting Social Security benefits. Would you believe that? He's saying that people are on the Social Security system that are currently getting checks that have been long dead and gone. And here is another headline: Elon Musk drops bombshell on Social Security. Massive magnitude of fraud is staggering. And then here is Fox News. Elon Musk alleges $50 billion in fraud at Treasury after judge blocks DOGE audit. And obviously, some people are doubtful. This is Bloomberg saying, don't let Elon Musk hang Social Security out to dry. There is legitimate discussion to be had about reforming the program, but the DOGE chief doesn't seem interested in having it. Is that true? Well, we're going to learn all the details. Here's another headline: DOGE uncovers billions of dollars paid to people without Social Security numbers, and so on and so forth. So, and then the Democrats are fighting back because they don't think this is a genuine effort to actually dig into the system and uncover fraud, that it is a pretense to find a way to cut Social Security and Medicare benefits so that Trump can finance his massive tax cuts that he wants to extend. Who is right? Who is wrong? What is the truth? I bring it to you now. Here is Elon Musk in his own words. Yeah, I can't emphasize this enough. He's responding to Senator Mike Lee, who says, on no planet does DOGE want to take away Social Security check. And on no planet is violence warranted by what DOGE is actually trying to do: stop waste, fraud, and abuse in government. That is what Senator Mike Lee is saying. But Elon Musk responded and said, yeah, I can't emphasize this enough. The goal of auditing the Social Security Administration is to stop the extreme level of fraud taking place. He said extreme level of fraud taking place so that it remains solvent and protects the Social Security checks for honest Americans. Now, that is a big accusation that there's an extreme level of fraud going on. So let's dig into that and see what is happening. So my take is that Elon Musk is on a mission to cut spending. Let's look at the specific details of what he's trying to do. Recent claims about Social Security fraud have appeared in the news, causing concern about beneficiaries. These claims suggest billions in improper payments, but it's important to understand the full context. The Department of Government Efficiency was created in 2025 under Donald Trump's administration as a new oversight body to examine government spending. Elon Musk, known for running companies like Tesla and SpaceX, was appointed the lead DOGE and has made several public statements about Social Security. So in this presentation, you understand what actually is happening and what it means for your benefits. So DOGE is a new government department specifically created to find and eliminate waste and inefficiency in federal programs. Currently, DOGE has only read-only access to treasury payments, it means that they can see what is happening, but they cannot change anything or modify anything or stop anything, meaning they can only look at the data but cannot change anything in the system. The department cannot directly modify or interfere with your Social Security payment. While DOGE can make recommendations, any major change to Social Security will require congressional action. Now, here is what Elon is claiming. DOGE and Elon claim there is roughly $100 billion per year in payments going to people without Social Security numbers. Now, this is a huge, huge, huge accusation. And I would like to see the data. I would like to see him back it up. And here is where I even think they should take it further. If $100 billion is being paid in Social Security benefits to people without Social Security numbers, I want the government to go and prosecute them. Let's arrest these people and prosecute them. So my take is that Elon Musk should release this data to the government and say, hey, these are the people that I think are claiming Social Security and they don't even have Social Security number, because I did not know or even think that this was possible. So if he's claiming that people are receiving, a massive amount of people, I mean, $100 billion a year is serious money. So if he's saying that $100 billion per year in payment is going to people without Social Security numbers in the system, I think it is within the duty of this investigation to provide the names of people, their information to the Attorney General's department, to the Department of Justice, and they should find these people and prosecute them and put them in jail. Because first, it's illegal, it's breaking the law, but the fact that people without Social Security numbers are even getting benefits, it's a serious business. They estimate that about half of this amount, $50 billion per year, represent fraudulent payments. That's still serious. These numbers have not been independently verified and are being disputed by Social Security experts. A judge has temporarily restricted DOGE's access to Treasury data due to privacy concerns. Now, is it all true? The Social Security Administration uses a system called the Master Beneficiary Record that prevents duplicate payments. While some people might have incorrect or duplicate Social Security numbers from old paper records, the payment system ensures only one payment per eligible person. The system has evolved over a decade to include multiple safeguards against fraud. So this is what Social Security is saying, that, look, they feel confident that their system is well secure and is set up in such a way that only one payment it goes out to one eligible person. So where does the truth lie? If Social Security say that their system is secure, and Elon Musk is saying that he's found $100 billion in fraud, I want to hear from you. What do you think is going on? Do you really think that there's $100 billion in Social Security payments that are fraudulent, as Elon Musk is claiming, and that people without Social Security numbers to the tune of $100 billion a year are getting benefits that they are not entitled to? I want to hear from you in the comments, because I think this is a big deal, and that these people should be arrested and prosecuted, because that will be a deterrence to other people who want to abuse the system in claiming Social Security benefits that they did not deserve. So I think Elon should publish or hand over the list to the government, and then let the government go after these people and prosecute them. A federal judge has issued a temporary restraining order limiting DOGE's access to personal data. The order protects your private information while the courts review the legality of DOGE's authority. A court hearing is scheduled for February 20th, 2025 to determine the next steps. 19 state attorney generals have filed legal action to prevent DOGE from having unlimited access to treasury data, while data that contains your personal information. Now, there's a lot of things happening. Republicans are trying to extend Trump's tax cuts. DOGE is looking for money and waste and fraud in the system. And I think part of it is that they want to find money so that they can finance these tax cuts. DOGE wants to implement a new payment categorization code to track where money is going more precisely. They want to require written explanation for why each payment is being made. The department seeks to update the do not pay list weekly instead of its current schedule. These changes are aimed at improving tracking and auditing, not stopping legitimate payments. Now, your current Social Security payments will continue to be delivered as usual without interruption. There are no immediate changes to how Social Security benefits are calculated or distributed. Your regular monthly payments are protected by law and cannot be stopped without due process. So right now, there's been a lot of talk that DOGE is trying to stop Social Security payments, that Elon Musk's main goal is to cut Social Security benefits. And according to the law, your regular payments are protected and it cannot be stopped without due process. It means that it cannot be stopped without them explaining to you why the payment was stopped, what reason, and the legal recourse or the appeal process that you have to be able to challenge that decision. The existing fraud prevention systems continue to protect your benefits while ensuring proper payment. So, what are the real challenges facing Social Security? The real challenge facing Social Security is long-term funding of the trust fund, which is separate from fraudulent concerns. The current debate about fraud and oversight is different from structural funding challenges that Congress needs to address. So the fact that Social Security, there may be fraud, waste, and abuse in the system is true and should be looked into, but it's also completely different from the fact that Social Security needs structural reform to help extend the longevity of the program. So the payment systems and fraud prevention measures continue to function effectively. Any significant changes to Social Security will require action from Congress, not from DOGE. Now, protecting your information. How is your information is secure in this particular debate? How secure is your Social Security benefits? And are there going to be any changes? The best way to protect yourself is to monitor your Social Security account regularly, create and maintain a My Social Security account online, check your earnings record at least annually to ensure that everything is correct, and report any suspicious activity or incorrect information to the Social Security Administration. So what should you be watching for now that DOGE is in the Social Security system and trying to eradicate or remove fraud, waste, and abuse? What should you pay attention to? Well, pay attention to future court decisions about DOGE's access to Treasury data. Watch for congressional action related to Social Security, which is a whole other video that I'm going to talk about. And read official communication from the Social Security Administration carefully to make sure that if they have any announcement that they're sending you about your benefits, that you are staying tuned. And be cautious of anybody requesting your Social Security number. Legitimate employees of Social Security already have that information. You can visit the Social Security website. You can report or call them to report any suspicious activity, and contact your congressional representative if you have concerns about proposed changes to Social Security. Now, let's talk about food stamps. There are huge changes that are coming to food stamps. But before we talk about that, I want you to help me figure this out. What do you think is happening with DOGE right now? Do you agree with Elon Musk taking over the Treasury payment system and looking through it and trying to audit it? Do you believe his intentions towards Social Security? Do you think he's there to root out Social Security fraud? Or do you think it's a cover to be able to cut spending or including Social Security in the future? I want to hear from you in the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is a legitimate attempt to root out fraud, or is it a cover for something else? Let me know in the comments. And also, I want to hear from you. Where are you watching this video from? Give me your city, give me your state, because I like to know where all our viewers across the country are watching our video from. So let's talk about food stamps. A lot of people are worried about food stamp changes that are coming under President Trump. There are 42 million Americans right now receiving food stamps benefits. That is a big number. And there is concern that in this Congress, food stamps are going to be cut. Well, there are a lot of changes that are coming, and here are the 7 top changes that food stamps are going to see in this coming year that is going to affect everybody's benefit. This is the most concerning one, which is the first one. So Trump had wanted to do this when he was first in office in 2017 and got some pushback, and he dropped the idea. But now the idea is back in full force, and it's called the Harvest Box. Basically, what Trump wants to do is substitute or replace food stamps with a box of food that the government sends you every month. So rather than being able to take your food stamps EBT card and go to the grocery store and buy food that you like to eat, the government is going to send you a box of food that they have chosen and ship it to you every single month. And here is how it's going to work. This is an article that explains it all. Trump's past budget have envisioned much more sweeping cuts to food stamps. His last one proposed a nearly 30% cut to the program, including a new work requirement on top of those already in the program, and a plan to shift, here's the key phrase, a plan to shift a big share of the program into a harvest box, a plan in which households would not get to choose the food that they buy, but instead be sent a monthly box of shelf-stable food that the government picks. And the Republicans in Congress are on board with this. Glenn Thompson, who is the Republican chair of the House Agricultural Committee, released his proposed bill that envisions a $30 billion cut. And part of that is that they're entertaining this idea of a harvest box. This is what the program looks like. Food stamps helps 75% of recipients who are at or below poverty, and 20% of people on food stamps have no income. So this is their only source of food. And now that is about to be dramatically changed. Think about people who have medical issues, people who cannot eat all kinds of foods, people who have health issues that prevent them from setting food categories. Now everybody's going to get a box with shelf-stable food in cans and other things that the government is going to send you in place of your food stamps. And previous budget from Trump had wanted to do this, and now that the Republicans have the Congress and the presidency, this plan is in full steam, and they are determined to implement the harvest box. And it's been in the news recently, and I believe that this is one of the ideas that is likely to be passed by this Congress, because it shifts massive amount of money from food stamps program, and they can put it elsewhere, including passing the massive tax cuts that President Trump wants to extend, which disproportionately benefit the rich. But they want to push that through. And where do they find the money? It's in programs like this: food stamps, Medicaid, etc. The second change they want to do is cut benefits. And there are several ways they want to do that. And part of it is to limit who can get food stamps and who is eligible for food stamps. So this is for the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. Republican SNAP proposals could take away food from millions of low-income individuals and families. This is from January 13, 2025. Prominent Republican lawmakers and conservative think tanks have proposed cuts and other harmful policy changes to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, which is food stamps, that could gain traction in Congress this year. These changes will cut food assistance across the U.S., making it harder for millions of people to buy groceries they need to eat healthy food. And it's saying that proposed harmful policy changes will cut food assistance across the U.S., and it's going to be devastating to a lot of people. The third change that is coming is no junk food purchases. Currently, nearly 23% of the $25 billion of all SNAP purchases are spent on junk food items, according to Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who is the governor of Arkansas. This includes soda, unhealthy snacks, candy, desserts, etc. The governor links these purchases to poor health and the following health issues: obesity, diabetes, heart disease, hypertension. So the Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders has written a letter to the United States Department of Agriculture, Food and Nutrition Service, requesting new limitations on SNAP purchases. The request aims to restrict junk food purchases with federal food assistance benefits. SNAP recipients are, administered at the local level, and it mainly benefits low income or no income households that will otherwise struggle to purchase groceries at participating retailers. In 2023, 81% of all Arkansas residents were receiving SNAP benefits, according to the USDA. So, a significant population of her state is receiving food stamps, and she wants to restrict how food stamps are used nationwide and make sure that food stamps are not being used to purchase junk food. I want to hear from you about this because I have my own thoughts about this, but I want to hear what do you think is happening here. Because my opinion is that people buying junk food with food stamps is not necessarily because they want to eat that food. It's just that these are the cheapest food they can buy. And if the average food stamps recipient is getting $200 or less, most people are getting about $150 on average, even with families. So if you're getting $150 as an individual for the whole month, what can you buy that is healthy that you can sustain on $150 if that's all you need or have in your food budget? And so I think a lot of things that people buy that is considered junk food is because that is that is the food that they can afford to buy, and junk food is cheaper. And so let me know what you think about this particular proposal. Do you think food stamps should ban people from buying junk food? Or I think a better alternative is to increase food stamps benefits. If you want people to eat healthy, healthy food is expensive. Have you gone to the grocery store and looked at organic food and all these other healthy food choices? They're expensive. And so you cannot give people $150 on average a month to buy food and expect them to buy healthy food because it doesn't compute. $150 a month is $3 a day. What healthy food are you going to buy $3 a day for breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And so I think if they really want to solve this problem of junk food, the best solution is to increase Social Security benefits by a good amount so that people then have no excuse to not buy healthy food with their food stamps. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section below. The fourth change is waivers. There are a lot of people who are on food stamps that have gotten waivers. They probably were waived to not have to do an interview. They don't have to renew their food stamps for a while. And some of it even got work exemptions. Well, that party is coming to an end. I think the Trump administration is going to eliminate all these waivers and make it harder for people to get food stamps. And one of the places they're going to hit hard is the waivers. And then next is work requirements. Work requirements are already tight. This year, last year, 2024, Congress even tightened it further for food stamps so that if you are 16 to 59, you have to work to get food stamps. Especially if you don't have dependents, you have to work to get food stamps for more than 3 months in any given 3-year period. So this whole idea that people on food stamps do not work is actually not true, because majority of food stamps recipients, especially able-bodied adults without dependents, have to work, or they can only get food stamps for 3 months in any given 3-year period, and that's it. And those rules are very, very strict. So I think part of the places that you're going to see a lot of movement in the Trump administration is going to come to food stamps, and specifically adults without dependents. They're going to tighten the rules, and my speculation is that they're going to move it all the way to age 62, which is the first eligibility for Social Security benefits. So they want to make sure that every senior up until 62 has to work to collect Social Security, to collect food stamps. I don't think it's fair. I think it's going to be hard to enforce that, but they've moved it all the way from 54 to 59, the work requirements. So the next logical place, in my opinion, is going to be 62 if they want to tighten it further. Let me know what you think about tightening the food stamps work requirements, especially for seniors. Let me hear from you in the comments section below. And then if you know somebody that has kids and they're on food stamps, summer EBT is here to stay. This is a program that was piloted during the pandemic and it's now permanent. And so this summer, each child is going to get $40 each. And so if you have 3 or 4 kids, if you have 4 kids, you're getting $40 each. You're going to get $160 a month to buy food. Why is this necessary? Well, this is aimed at kids that were on the school lunch program and the school breakfast program, and during the summer months tend to go hungry because those programs are not available to them because the school year has ended. And so Congress passed this summer EBT program in order to help those kids who are getting free lunches at school, free lunches, free breakfast, and now during the summer can have food, access to food. So 29 million kids across the country will benefit from this. So this is really something that is going to be beneficial to a lot of people. And then finally, I think food stamps fraud is going to be front and center. There's a lot of fraud happening in food stamps in terms of people's food stamps being stolen. Everywhere you turn around in the news, somebody is reporting about massive amount of fraud in food stamps programs. People get food stamps on their EBC card, and then thieves will like steal all of it within an overnight period, and then the money is gone. And part of it is that the food stamps debit cards, the EBT cards, are not very secure. They are not chip technology that are helping secure credit cards and debit cards. EBT cards do not have the chip technology. So this year, some states are implementing chip technology, including New York and California. So let me know, has your food stamps been stolen? Have you been a victim of food stamp fraud? Did you get your benefits reimbursed by your state? I want to hear from you in the comment section below, because this is a growing problem and we want to gather some data and understand what's been happening. Now, stay with me till the end of this video because I'm going to talk about an important topic. Has Congress been stealing from the Social Security Trust Fund? That is a topic. I have done the research and I want to bring you all the information and what is actually going on. Did Congress take $2.7 trillion from the Social Security Trust Fund and never paid it back? Well, we're about to hear about that. But before I do that, let's talk about something really quick. Medicare Advantage open enrollment. This time around, January 1st to March 31st is your chance to switch to a Medicare Advantage plan if your current plan is not working for you. Why is that necessary? Because there are 24,000 plans out there, and a lot of seniors get confused about which plan is best for them, and that is why 90% of seniors are in the wrong plan. So if you need help, if you want to explore switching plans, my partner, Chapter Medicare, offers a free, unbiased review. They have access to all 24,000 plans, and they can find a plan that is best for you. And their agents are not working for commission. So their main goal is to work with you one-on-one to find you the best Medicare Advantage plan, and they can save you up to $1,100 a year. So call them at 539-205-2147, and they are very highly rated, A+ from the Better Business Bureau, and a lot of good reviews online. So if you want to save money and not be part of the 90% that are in the wrong Medicare Advantage plan, then call Chapter at the number on the screen. So let's talk about Congress. Why is Social Security in trouble? Did Congress steal trillions of dollars from the Social Security program? Let's look at the truth, including the Social Security trustee report. So there's been a lot in the news, and this particular one caught my eye because the author is saying that the government owes $2.7 trillion to Social Security. The author says that the government has embezzled all surplus Social Security revenue generated by the 1983 payroll tax hike and spent the money on wars and other government programs. So this caught my eye, and I'm like, is this true? Let me look into it. Well, if you're new here, hit the subscribe button. If you like what you're hearing, hit the subscribe and like button, because I want as many people as possible to see this video. You can share it with whoever you think needs to see this. So, has Congress really stolen trillions from the Social Security Administration? Well, how much have they stolen from the system? And is some of it true or is it false? This particular news article from the Cato Institute is saying that the Social Security Trust Fund is a figurative piggy bank that holds only IOUs issued by the Treasury to Social Security Administration and not actual money. Now, this is one of the myths that is online that people have been spreading, that everything is vanished from the Social Security system. There's no money there, and it's all about IOUs. So whenever people pay their Social Security taxes, all of that is taken by the government and used for other purposes. And then they write IOUs to the Social Security Administration and say, hey, we owe you this money and we'll pay it later. And that they've never paid it back. Well, it's everywhere. So what is the real truth? And I even went to the fact-checking sites to find out what they are talking about. And this one says, no, Congress didn't take money from Social Security. The decade-old myth has mushroomed into a full-blown conspiracy. Do you think it's conspiracy? Then I went to another fact-checking site, and it says, yes, the federal government borrows from Social Security funds. The federal government does borrow money from the Social Security, but it's required to pay it back with interest. So who is right? It may be wordsmithing, but who is right? And then this is Fox Business. No, Congress and illegals didn't steal your Social Security. Let me read this a little bit because this is important. Social Security plays a vital role in the financial well-being of our country's retired workforce. With the guaranteed monthly check the program provides, the senior poverty rate currently resides at 9%. But according to an analysis from the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, the elderly poverty rate would push up to 40% if Social Security did not exist. Thankfully, bankruptcy and insolvency of the Social Security program are things the American public doesn't have to worry about. Recurring revenue sources such as the 12.4% payroll tax on earnings and the taxation of benefits ensure the money will always be heading into the program for disbursement and to eligible beneficiaries. So this is from Fox Business. They're saying you don't have to worry. But here's CNN. No one is stealing from Social Security. So like, this is from a guy, Max Richmond. Obviously, they have Bernie Sanders' image on the article, but the actual article, who is writing it, is Richmond, Max Richmond, that is saying the president of the nonprofit National Committee to Preserve Social Security and Medicare. So this guy knows his stuff, and he's saying that no one is stealing from Social Security. So this is what I found. So I went to the Social Security Administration website, and I started digging around. And there is a section, this is available information that you can also have access to. You go to socialsecurity.gov, and then you click on the research page, and you're going to find the actual statutes of the Social Security Trust Fund. They are publishing a report every year that details, and then there's the annual trustee report. So I'm going to review both reports. I've summarized everything I found, and I'm going to share it with you because I reviewed both reports, and they tell you exactly how much money is in the Social Security Administration Trust Fund, where the money has been invested, how much interest they're getting, and how much they currently have available. So let's dig into it. If you go to the Medicare website, cms.gov is the same thing. They have an annual trustee report that you can access and read for yourself. So if somebody is telling you something online, there are reports out there that the Social Security Administration and the Center for Medicare Services also publishes online that's available to anybody. So let's dig into the details. So right now, there is $23.2 trillion funding shortfall from the Social Security. But let's start with the program's impact. The program's significance is clearly demonstrated by its effect on poverty rates. In 2022 alone, Social Security lifted 22.7 million Americans out of poverty, including 16.5 million adults over 65. This highlights the program's central role as a safety net for older Americans. Now, the long-term impact. The 23.2 trillion funding shortfall through 2098 represents a massive challenge. The figure increased by 800 billion from the previous year's report. Showing the growing nature of the problem, this shortfall represents the difference between expected income and promised benefit over a 75-year period. The 2033 depletion date for the Old Age and Survivor Insurance Trust Fund, which is the Social Security Retirement Trust Fund, is a critical milestone. While this doesn't mean bankruptcy, it will force a 21% reduction in benefits unless changes are made. This gives policymakers 8 years, just 8 years, to implement solutions. Now, the congressional theft. Is Congress stealing from Social Security? Many Social Security beneficiaries and seniors and media posts and public discussion blame Congress for stealing Social Security funds to pay for wars and other programs. This narrative has gained significant traction, particularly during discussions about the program's financial challenges, despite lack of factual basis. The Social Security Act of 1935 establishes strict rules about how excess fund must be handled. This isn't a recent policy or a choice made by the current politicians. It's been the law since the inception of the program. So that is how the program was set up. So how much that the Social Security Trust Fund has right now? Well, in my research, it has 2.721 trillion in reserves as of December 2024, and it represents actual assets, accountable assets. The money isn't missing or stolen, it's invested in interest-bearing government securities. Now, here's the thing. So my understanding is that when there's money in the Social Security Trust Fund, by law, it is not supposed to just sit there. They are required to invest it in government bonds. Now, who is selling the government bonds? If you're buying government bonds, you're buying it from the US government. You have to give them money in order to get the bonds with the interest. And so I don't think the money is being stolen. The money has been invested. And if you're investing it, you have to offer money to get the security. And so maybe it is words that we are splitting here, but has Congress stolen the money, or does the law require them to invest the money? I want to hear from you. And this issue of Congress stealing the money to finance wars and finance tax cuts and finance all these things, a lot of presidents have been named, and I have not found a credible report that says that Congress has stolen the money. So if you have found something that would tell me that Congress has stolen Social Security funds and has not paid it back, and give me evidence of that, then I want to hear it. Give me what you have in the comments, because I'm trying to educate myself. I've gone to the Social Security website, and their report, the trustee report. Now, the trustees are the people who have been given stewards of the program. This trustee report says that the money has been invested, and it's 2.721 trillion in reserves. So if you think that they're lying and they indeed have stolen the money and have not paid it back, I want to hear from you in the comments below, because I want to be educated on this, because my research does not show that the money has been stolen. And they've invested it in a special government bond that was issued specifically for Social Security benefits. So I am really trying to figure out the truth here. So if any of you that are watching the video know something that I don't know, because I have researched all credible sources and haven't found a single credible news article that is telling me that Congress has stolen money from Social Security and has not paid it back, and this is the amount, and who stole it, or which government or which president or which Congress took the money. I haven't found any credible evidence of that. And I'm not saying that you guys are wrong. I'm just saying, show me the evidence so that I can look into it further and I can stay informed and bring you news that is accurate, because my research so far, through the Social Security website, through the trustee report that was issued in December 2024, says otherwise, that the money has been invested. They've shown how much interest comes into the trust fund every month, which bonds they bought and when they bought it, and how much money is currently in the system, and when the system is going to run out of money because of other challenges. So I want to hear from you in the comment section below. And I know this is a hot topic, but here is the state of the Social Security system. The Social Security system gets $1.09 trillion in benefits coming in. It means the money that comes in. 90% comes from payroll taxes, 6.4% comes from interest on the money they've invested, and then taxation of Social Security benefits. People who pay taxes on Social Security benefits brings in more money into the system, and that is 3.5%. That is how the money comes in. 1.09 trillion. This is an example from 2021. And then this is how the money is spent. 99% on benefit payments. Railroad retirement and financial interchange is 0.4%. And expenditure like running the program is 0.6%. It means Social Security Administration expenses is 0.6%. So 99% of the money that comes in goes to pay benefit. But as you can see, there is a gap. There is 1.14 trillion that is paid out, but there's 1.09 trillion that is coming in. So where is this gap coming from? Well, there are a couple of reasons. The first one is the baby boomer retirement. The massive baby boomer retirement is dramatically changing the worker to beneficiary ratio. What does that mean? It means that currently it used to be that there was 3.4 workers for every retiree that is on Social Security benefits. That ratio has changed and now is 2.8 retiree workers that are supporting each retiree, and that number is supposed to go down further to 2.4 versus one retiree. So basically, less and less people are paying into the Social Security system at the same time when there's a massive amount of people retiring. Second, people are staying on Social Security retirement longer. 20 to 30-year retirement is now possible for a lot of people, and so it is affecting the system. Another thing is that low birth rate is also means that the workforce is shrinking, and that is a problem. And other factors that are contributing to the demographic challenges. Now, the current tax structure, one of the reasons why less money is coming into the system, even though more money is going out, is that Social Security taxes are capped at $176,100, which means that if you make more than $176,100, you don't pay Social Security taxes. But there's a lot of people who make more than that. And so the Social Security system is not getting all the money of people who are earning wages, but are only paying money up to that cap. And there is 6% of workers that make more than the cap. 6% of workers make more than $176,100. So all those people are not paying. They're exempted from Social Security taxes after that cap. So something has to be done. Find ways of bringing more revenue in or slowing down how much money is going out of the system. So what are the chances? What's going to happen? If Congress does not do anything, benefits are going to be cut. There's going to be an automatic 21% cut in benefits in 2033. Or Congress has to do something, which we don't know if they're going to. And my guess is that with the Republicans in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they want to pass this massive tax cut, I think there is no scenario that I see that they are not going to cut Social Security benefits or touch Social Security or Medicare. So let me know what you think. How do you think the Social Security issue should be resolved? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Congress stole the money? And if you have any evidence of that, let me know in the comment section below. And until I see you in my next live, and I'm planning to do another live tomorrow to explore these topics. Until then, if you have any evidence, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you hanging out with me this Friday night, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.